All right, guys, welcome to another video. I am a tax professional. I'm getting ready to complete my 25th year of tax season this year, but I wanted to drop this video for all my real estate agents out there that are clients. So I've gone through and I've kind of made a list of the top 10 deductions I see that you guys are missing. And so we're going to look at these in order. So a couple of ways I want you guys to look at this is number one, I'm going to draw this out for you. Is number one, I want you to make a list of all these items right here. You can write it out on a yellow pad. You can type these categories into an Excel. And then I want you to think, yes or no, am I getting this tax deduction every year? And so these are items that when you're taking the deduction, you should be able to see on your tax return. I don't want you to just think, hey, I gave everything to my tax guy and they are deducting it, because unless you see it on the tax return, it's not being deducted. All right. So first one I always start with is accounting. So if you don't have a good system to keep track of all your deductions and your income, then we first need to look at maybe having one of our first hires be an accountant that you can go in, you can have them set up a QuickBooks Online. They can pull in your bank feed. They can categorize every item for you. You can link your bank account, you can link your credit cards, and your accountant can give you maybe a monthly or maybe even a quarterly update to where your income's looking, where your expenses are looking. Because at the year end, we ought to pay income tax, especially as self-employed. We're going to get that 1099, no taxes have been withheld. And so I don't want you guys as real estate agents and even real estate brokers going out there making a ton of money and then getting a big surprise tax bill at year end, especially just right after the holiday season. That would kind of be awful. So I want you to go down your list. You can look at past tax returns. Hey, was there a deduction for accounting work or bookkeeping? Next, can I see on my tax return where advertising was deducted? How about continuing education, equipment? Wages may or may not be deducted depending on your entity structure that you have set up. Office expenses, office supplies, professional fees would be tax work, or maybe you're working with an attorney. So yes, maybe no on that item. And then any selling expenses that I use to get a property sold. And then if this is your first year becoming a real estate agent, then maybe we have some startup costs. So year one, maybe year two, then we're into no. So if you need a further breakdown, just start to really think, okay, accounting, am I paying someone to do bookkeeping, keep track of my receipts, keep track of my miles, or am I doing that all by myself? If I'm doing it all by myself, number one, this is a big waste of your time when you can go out there and make thousands of dollars selling real estate. So I would get this as your first hire. Go out and get you an accountant that can keep you up to date, knows your income, knows your expenses, so you know, especially quarterly, how much you need to be paying for estimated tax payments. Advertising, look at all those costs. So when I was an agent a few years back, I had a ton of advertising costs from wrapping my vehicle websites to generate leads, the business name tag that I put on my shirt, business cards. And then I would put business cards on magnets, go put them on doors, so door hangers, all these things that can be under advertising. You want to make sure you're getting every single one of them. Especially with subscriptions these days, you might have a subscription that's being paid for some advertising on a personal card, not on a business card. And so all those deductions could be being lost. So I want you to make sure, go through this list, make sure you're capturing every single deduction that you're entitled to. So you're going to have your yes and no boxes, okay? And then number two, we're going to take this same list and we're going to look at, yes, this expense is making me money, or no, it's not. So next I want you to go through and look, okay, if I hire an accountant, is this an expense or is this an asset where my accountant's saving me money? So you're going to have to look at that. And then advertising, look at all the different ways that you're spending money on advertising, each one of them that you're spending money on. I know that when things got slow, back when I was doing it back in the 08 slowdown, that there were agents that were advertising on movie screens. So it was big bucks and it wasn't producing returns because no one was buying houses back then. So look at each of your items that you're spending money on. Are they making me money or are they costing me money? Go through each one of them, get dialed in. If it's not making you money, get rid of it. Look at continuing education. I'd look at that as an asset. It's going to make me money. Is there equipment that I can buy in my job that's going to make me more money or maybe reduce some expenses? We could look at that. So go through this list and really dial those out. And then at year end, you definitely want to have amounts paid that you have for each of these items. I would say amounts paid plus receipts for everything. So go through each of these categories. What am I paying? I'm accountant. Maybe I spent $500 for the year. I got the receipts to back it up. Advertising, I think I have 1,000, but really if you went through and you added up all your receipts, maybe you're at 2,000. So it's just so hard if you don't have a system to think back 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks on what you spent money on advertising. So get your system dialed in. This is your system right here. And then continuing education, maybe it's not as much money, but if I learn, hey, maybe I learned how to do 1031 exchanges and I can now work with investors to get more deals, then that's going to pay off. So I need my amount there. So go through, list up down all your amounts, make sure you have receipts for all of them so that you're dialed in on those deductions. So I want to keep this video short, but I got a little bonus for you guys that have stayed this amount of time with me. And then we got these bonus deductions that these are probably the most misunderstood deductions. So I'm kind of just bringing them to the forefront, and we're going to do additional videos hitting each one of these topics. So maybe you want to subscribe to the channel and catch these additional videos, but we're going to talk about automobile. There's different ways to do it, whether your auto's in your individual name or your business name. Mills, sometimes we have 50% deduction. Sometimes we have 100% deduction. We need to know the difference on those. Communications, home office. This one's super big. A lot of agents don't know that when you're a W-2 employee, you can put money into the company, 401ks, things like that to save on taxes. As a business owner, you can set up the same thing. Travel. So this time of year, I've noticed that there's a lot of people getting ready for the new sales season. So they're probably going to travel, go to an event like a Mike Ferry event, get some training, get pumped up, get excited. So then when we start getting to busy season, we're ready to rock and roll. So in our area, they do, and what's it called? Where they go around, they do the home show, Parade of Homes. They do Parade of Homes here in February. And so a lot of people travel down to this area, thousands of people. They see the new construction homes, what's new, different types of things that maybe staging ideas that they can get for their clients. So this one is a huge one. It's going to need a separate video, and then kids on payroll. So that's about 7 additional deductions that are super important to make sure that you're not missing out on these deductions. And these are all do not do by yourself. Make sure that you're working with a professional tax advisor. Do not. So these ones that they all have a little bit of different rules kind of established with them, or maybe they have a standard and an actual rate. And so you want to make sure that you're really maximizing this. If you do these items down here, these 7, this little 8-minute video that you watch should save you thousands of dollars in taxes. So if you're liking these videos, you're looking for content just like this that can help you out with saving money, saving taxes, then our goal here is to build out. I go by the name of TaxCipher. So this is going to be the TaxCipher roadmap that we're designing out for you guys. So I'm going to have a roadmap to save taxes, one of our largest expenses. So we want to beat this down as much as we can. So, all right, guys, we'll catch you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and show us some love. Appreciate it.